All right, we're off to the start of another stupid Thursday. Yesterday we discussed going mushroom hunting this morning back down southern Iowa. And I hadn't heard anything out of Mike, so even though it was a little damp, I went ahead and got the 149 out and tilled a little strip here in the garden because I bought these kohlrabis and, well, these ate close to me are cabbage. But then the kohlrabis take off. So all we've got left to do now is put this pile of old coffee cans on there to protect them. And I got my little water can there, some Miracle Grow Quick Start. This worked out good because I didn't want to, they're talking rain today and tomorrow, and I didn't want to have to be watering those plants waiting to get them in the garden. So I got some other things I'm gonna work on. Maybe I'll just walk over there and do that now. We're not gonna get too much done today because Mike's gonna be here in a couple hours and I gotta get some food in me. But this is what's left of my old coffee cans, and you gotta guard these with your life because they don't put coffee in tin cans anymore. So when those rust away, I don't know what I'll do. We'll figure it out. But I had those out in the big machine shed, and they are going to move to that shelf that I just put up the other day. So they'll be a much handier right here. This black Buick is going to move today. I'm tired of tripping over it. Makes it hard to get the truck and the boat out of here. So when that 17 moved over in the shop, I think this is going to take up residence where the 17 was, just because it'll be out of the way. That deer really did a number on that fender and the hood. It's too good a car to just junk, and I don't want to work on it right now. Busy trying to have fun. So at some point in my life, we're going to try to find a fender and a hood and put that back into service, but not in the next couple of months. I've got some blocks that a buddy of mine gave me. I'm going to try to get a little approach so I can use this man door when it's been raining, because that's kind of a headache. I don't know. I guess that's all for right now. I don't know when this might get posted because this day could take a turn. All right, next up on our stupid Thursday happenings, whatever. This is a closing wheel for that little 4-row planter. I had to change that because the bearing got bad. And it actually feels like if you could lubricate that, you might be able to save it. It doesn't feel gravelly. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Nowadays, they sell you a whole assembly. They don't sell just the bearing. So that's what I put on because I had some new ones. But then, while I was looking, I noticed that I have bearings. So, okay, tire's still in good shape. I had already scrapped the aluminum out, and now I'm gonna rebuild it. Put it back on the parts shelf. You know, just because that's the way things go, I had thrown the screws in a scrap bucket because they're quarter 20s, I think, but they're kind of a goofy, well, they're a flange head screw. I think they're quarter 20s, doesn't matter. I didn't figure I'd ever use them for anything, so I was just gonna junk them. And anyway, so I had to go dig them out of the scrap bucket. And of course, there's old seals from when I worked on the wheel bearings on the trailer, and one of them was laying right in the old black grease. Yay. Man, look at that. Not gonna say good as new, but good as used and free. While I suppose it's not free, it's already paid for at least. Okay, so while we're standing here talking to the camera, these are Weiss plow shins. And hey, they even come with bolts. Score! I bought these a while back, last fall I think. There's 6 of them in a box. They were at a local farm store. 20 bucks for the whole box. 6 shins. My guess is you can't buy one part from Shoop for that. Thing was, they didn't know what they fit. And I thought for 20 bucks, gonna take a chance. I don't care if they fit John Deere's. I'll never have a John Deere plow. That's probably famous last words. But anyway, turns out they fit Super Chief International bottoms, of which I have 2 plows currently, at least, that have that bottom, and one needs some shins, so that's a super score. Mike is supposed to be here around noon, and we're gonna head to the mushroom timber. I don't know if I'll get anything else shot. I probably won't get this posted today or even tomorrow, but we'll see. All right, well, finally, we're gonna talk about what happened today, I guess. There's some crappy looking antifreeze type stuff that came out of the D15. I attempted to vacuum out, and that worked a little bit. I don't know. We didn't get a lot out of it, but I put more water in it, ran it. We'll see what it looks like when it comes back out. I think on the 185 that I've got a bad key in that steering arm spindle. So we're gonna try to figure out, I think that's where my toe-in issue is coming from. My buddy Dan had the idea to make marks on them, and this one is not straight, and it was worse at different times while I was planting. So I think we're on the track there. This D17, I got the manifold off of to try to fix the exhaust leak, and they should have all 6 studs, not, it had 4 and 2 bolts, which I threw the 2 bolts in the scrap. Talked to the Central Iowa Farm Store, and Reed's got me some studs coming. Yeah, so we're making slow headway on, what do I call this one? D17-1, I believe it is. Yeah, that manifold's basically, that manifold could be machined to flatten it out. I don't know. It may just be scrap. And probably the best news of what happened today, for the D-series tractors, as that seemed to be the thing that we focused on today. The seat got put back together and put on the tractor. Look at that. Because I'll tell you folks, it is not handy driving this thing without a seat. I don't know too much else to tell you about that, but I'm pretty happy to have the seat back together. It's not in as good a shape as I would like for it to be. It still needs some bushings and yada yada, but whatever. At least you can sit down and drive. Put an impeller in my boat motor, so we're much closer to being able to go fishing in that. You know, I think the seat pan on this 1650 is off a D17. If I have any kind of guess, we should work on this someday, but I don't know how old I'll have to live to, well, that's actually not too bad a seat pan. We'll have to keep that in mind. All right, no battery. I got one battery I got to take back. Apparently I've got birds building a nest here. Yay. Well, we'll think about that some other day. I don't know. Had good intentions on my video shooting like the last 3 days, and yeah. Plow part table still has plow parts. Still has snap-on dartboard we need to get mounted. Got seeds out of the boxes. Planters basically ready to put away. Yeah. That is where we're at. This is going to be kind of a scatterbrained video, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching.